Conquest planning has been on a bit of a rocket ship the last few years. And to hear why, I'm joined by Ken Lotocki, Chief Product Officer of Conquest, to learn more. So Ken, welcome.
Thanks, Shannon.
Absolutely. So little birdie told me you guys are now part of the Million Miler Club, essentially, yes, because Conquest planning has actually surpassed 1.5 million plans created, which is incredible. So congratulations, first off. But what do you believe has truly driven the adoption among financial institutions and advisors around this?
I think we have met our original objectives when we set out to start Conquest, which was to build something that reduces the time it takes to build financial plans. Our strategic advice manager, Sam, has brought an aspect to the planning business that essentially allows advisors and even the end client and some of our direct-to-consumer stuff to build plans that are specific and contextual to them. So when the strategies come up and suggest, advisors have learned to kind of embrace with that, work with, channel the whole hybrid advice concept, and look at it almost as the answer key at the back of the math textbook, allowing them to spend more time working with their clients, spend more time fulfilling the strategies, the product recommendations, and then more importantly, work with more families. And that's the biggest thing. So if you can, take what was previously hours to build a financial plan and condense it into minutes and so on, once you have the data brought in through our APIs, you can do more. And that's really why I think we've done it. Our team is amazing, our support staff, all these things. And our whole goal is to make advisors' lives easier. And I think we're doing it. So I think that's how we got there.
I'd say the numbers certainly speak for themselves. And I've heard Conquest talk a lot about advice at scale. So talk to me a little bit about what that means to you.
So that's another reason why we have the plans that we do and the plan cut we do in a very short period of time. So advice at scale, or another way to think about it, is democratizing access to financial advice, which really is, and one of our goals that we set out was to build a platform that wasn't just going to be another high net worth tool, another ultra high net worth tool. It was really to build something that we can give and put in front of the end consumer, if we're going to start that way, do some lead gen prospecting, potentially work. We do a lot of work with group retirement programs, especially in Canada, starting to do that in the US. Allow that data, allow that experience to then move into kind of a retail or a hybrid mass affluent advisor, call center, work through it. And then when those needs arise, get into ultra high net worth space. The key there is it's data once. It becomes an additive. You're not entering data multiple times. You're not starting again. You're not forcing clients through different disjointed, bifurcated experiences. It's all together all the way through. And so when you can give a client a result that stays with them, and if they fulfill it, that we can then grow, we can go forward. Sam can find new possibilities as they add more data. They have kids, they get married. Someone goes to school, they buy a car, they need an estate plan. We're not starting afresh. And so advisors, you might be a handoff to like an expert. You might include more folks in your plan as your family grows. That's to me what it means to kind of have that democratized access to financial advice, that advice at scale, give it one way through the platform, consistent results, and then let advisors do what they need to do on delivering and providing access to that advice once it's in the plan.
And did you just come up with a new company tagline with data once?
I think I might have.
I was going to say, you got to put that on a t-shirt or something.
Why enter your data more than once? I mean, that's key. I mean, for us, it's like, we're not the CRM. We work with CRMs, but we can bring that in and it stays. And like if I have to coin anything, I would say gone are the days of episodic financial planning where you give someone.
Doesn't fit as well on a t-shirt.
But additive planning does. And that's what I do, which is I'm now adding a new goal or I'm adding a new thing without losing what was there before. I'm adding complexity, as like a business might do, but I'm not losing, the conversation I had when someone was fresh out of university or college.
And I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier too, around APIs.
Yes. How
does Conquest Planning's open APIs facilitate integration with existing tech stacks, and why is that so important nowadays?
Good question. Again, I always kind of like, sometimes you can say hindsight is 2020, but this was planned in the early days, which was not to build another monolithic black box with APIs as a secondary thing. There is a ton of data out there. A lot of the enterprises we deal with, a lot of the firms that we work with, they have, information about the clients that go back years. And so the whole thing is and where advisors do spend a lot of their time today, and what we're trying to reduce is don't rekey, don't manually enter, don't go through that process. So our entire app is built on an API, our entire user interface calls every single thing on our API. But the best implementations of Conquest that we have with a lot of our firms is we can embed in their technology ecosystem. So whatever they're using for their custodian, whatever they're using for the CRM, click a button, create the planning context. It becomes a review or additive process to add more things to the plan after you've got the base data that the firm already knows about their clients. and go forward. And then data out is the other big thing too, which is right, is that data doesn't have to sit there. And so, once you've applied something, once you've suggested something, take that out of the plan, move it to an account opening software. APIs are what really allows they're kind of table stakes, but I think we've done them in a way that provides flexibility. So it's not one way, it's not the Conquest way or the highway. It's like, let's work with you to figure out the best way to fit into your ecosystem.
And because I love a good roadmap question, I have to ask, what enhancements can folks expect coming down the pike from Conquest Planning?
For sure. So we've always believed AI is a tool, and we're going to harness that tool for a number of use cases, but most prominently is we're building an agent within Conquest called, well, it's going to be called Ask Sam, because why the heck not? And Ask Sam is going to be something that's going to, I believe, help with the onboarding of new users into the platform. It's going to help with existing users who have questions. And when I say users, it's both the client and the advisor. Why is there that red line in 2040? Where do I go and enter my income from my business and the dividend spread and income optimization, and be able to use the agent to help work through and understand certain things, certain questions that people have, instead of hunting and pecking and looking for the audit report that may go. We believe there's opportunity for data migration and data, again, another way to cut down data entry is use an LLM to essentially read a Word or PDF document, populate our schema, and then load that into the plans. Again, another thing advisors don't have to worry about, especially if your client comes with the shoebox, right? You want to augment, you don't want to sit there typing. And then the third thing is there's a lot of stuff that we can do, and we're thinking about with output generation. I think that's a lot where the future lies is, my clients are teachers, they want advice in one way. My clients are engineers. Well, AI can help that, but it needs the magic that is an engine like what we built with Conquest, something that's extensible, that's rules-based. Every single compliance person watching this is going to be like, but can I audit it? And I'm going to say, yes, you can, but the LLM will use that engine and that you've audited, that you've taken a look at, and you can understand where things are going, and use the magic and the power of SAM to make sure that strategies coming back are specific, contextual, and helpful to the end user.
Well, it sounds like Conquest has a serious vision moving forward, Ken. Always a pleasure getting to talk to you.
Yes, thank you very much.
For wealthmanagement.com, I'm Shannon Rosic.